There. That looks better. Jeff Dawson from a very cloudy, muggy, humid Dallas, Texas. And by the weather reports in the radar, it's only going to get worse. It's hard to say. We have been lucky in past years of storms dodging Dallas. Tarrant County, Fort Worth, surrounding areas, they haven't been so lucky, but for some reason, these storms have been splitting up. Okay, enough of the weather report. I saw where MTV is going to bring back their Catfish series. And back in 2014, I made contact with a Russian bride. And actually, it was before then. In 2006 was my first taste of what was going on. And I got on the site, Hot Russian Brides. And yeah, there's some pretty hot ones out there. There's no doubt about it. You know, if you think of Daniela Bianchi from Russia with Love, the James Bond film, it's like, yeah, I want a piece of that action. Okay, fair enough. I completely understand that line of thinking. And I have known a few guys that have married a mail order bride per se. And there used to be a television show about that back in the 70s. I forgot the name of it. But that was the thing back, especially in the 19th century. A lot of guys went west looking for their fortunes. Not a lot of women showed up. In fact, if you've ever seen the movie Paint Your Wagon, you get a real good idea of how this worked out. So in 2006, I was conversing with this gal, and I damn near hit send when she was wanting money to come to the U.S. But I had a second thought, and I said, what the hell are you doing? This is insane. Absolutely insane. So I passed by. 8 years later, I got an email from Julia. And Julia was promising me the world. And she, for a better term, she is smoking hot. And you can see all of her pictures in the book Catfish, Jeff and Julia's Saga. If you go to the sample, you should be able to see her first picture. Okay. That looked pretty good. I'm excited. I'm going to converse with this gal. But there's a caveat to all this. She sends me emails. You reply back, right? Okay. So I'm just going to go through a little bit of what she wrote in my responses. So the first one I got was May 19th, 2004. Hello, Jeff. I once again pleased to receive your letter. Okay. Now she's in Russia. I have a Russian friend. Now, let me rephrase that. He's from Armenia, but he did serve in the Russian army. And he kind of talks like this every once in a while, but it's not forced. Because even though he's been in the States since the mid-60s, you know, his English is very good, but when it comes to our nuances, it's not always dead on. So, okay, I'll give her a pass there. What I do in my spare time, I have no idea because I haven't responded to her. I love to read books after work. They help me to relax after a hard day. I usually read novels. I also like to read nonfiction books. Okay. So she likes to read books, and let's see, this is 2014. So I've already published 3 or 4. Okay. I go to the gym 3 times a week. I go on Monday, Thursday, and Saturday after work. I wanted to find a relationship in the future, so I agreed to help from my sister to register on the site. I want to find a man who is very caring in the relationship, the same thing I would do for him. I do not like when I was trying to cheat and lie. Really? What the hell? I hope you've got a 6-pack of beer or a adult beverage of some type, because you're really going to need it when you read through these things. So I just look for a sincere relationship in the future. I told my sister about the intention of traveling to the state. She is very happy about it. She said she will help me with travel and search for jobs in the state. I am very glad that she is ready to help me. We are a family with her, and I'll also be ready to help her if she needs it. Would you like to tell me what the hell she just said? Because it's her sister, right? We are a family with her, and I'll also be ready to help her if she needs it. Well, where the hell is she? Doesn't say if she's still in Russia. Doesn't say if she's in the States. So yeah, I'm scratching my head about here. I found that I get a job in my profession. One of my degrees is not enough. I will have to take the exam to verify my degree. Education and training in Turkey in the state is different. Oh, she says she's from Turkey. That's a lie. That's an outright lie. We'll get into that later. I will finish my letter and wait for your new email. I send you new photos, and I hope that they will like you. I hope that they will like you. She hopes that the photos are going to like me. What are they going to do? Come out and give me a big hug, and she's going to rub her bountiful chest against me? I mean, really? Okay. I hope that they, big hugs, Julia. And she has a picture of her and a friend, apparently. This picture is so posed, it's absolutely pathetic. If she stuck her chest out anymore, I think they'd pop out of her dress. And you might see that in the sample. Her friend, yeah, I'm not sure about that. So, my response, this is all I write back on May 20th. If you love to read books, perhaps you will find one of interest. And I put down my Amazon link, okay? And then I haven't read, sadly, to my knowledge, she has yet to buy a book. Perhaps she'll like this one. So on May 20th, I get a response back. It is again pleasant to me to see the letter from you. It is again pleasant to me to see the letter from you. Okay. That's really good English there, isn't it? Now, we'll give her points that she might not be that schooled in English and is trying to wade through our very difficult language. Not. I'm not often to happen online because of my work. I to travel across Turkey much and to check ecology. Therefore, I often to happen out of a network, but I will always try your letter. If you know what that meant, please leave a comment, because that's just about as foreign as it gets. Oh, but it gets better. My parents, very, very religious Christians. They want that my husband was to the Christian. Therefore, it is very heavy to me to find the man in my country. Therefore, it is very heavy to me to find the man in my country. What in the hell does that mean? Heavy to find the man in my country. I don't know. Okay. I do use Yahoo Messenger for conversation with my sister, and it will be very pleasant to me to have, and if I'm going on to Yahoo Messenger for this foolishness, but that's okay. If you can add mine email in Messenger when I will online, we can speak with you. Who is we? I guess we're going to have a twosome in the message board. Okay, she does say we, not once, but she says it twice. I am not registered in social networks as Facebook or Twitter. I think in the future to create their page after I will arrive in the States. Then my relatives and friends can find my page there and can add me. While I do not dare to create page there. While I do not dare to create page there. Where? In the States, in Turkey, and I'm absolutely confused now. Yet she has a family, but she doesn't want to get on Facebook and Twitter so she can converse with her family in her home country, whichever it may be. But she wants to do it once she gets to the States and is 3,000 to 5,000 miles away. You tell me that makes sense. What it is pleasant to you in meal. You have an experience cooking. Whoop, I missed a paragraph here. Hang on. I very much like to prepare different dishes. I know recipes about 100 dishes. I like to do dishes of a potato. So she uses one potato to make a dish. That makes sense to me. Here it is very difficult to find good meat in Turkey. Therefore, we to use a hen. I too do many dishes of a hen. Especially I like to do chicken nuggets. Today I have prepared mashed potatoes with salad from cabbage. What it is pleasant to you in meal. You have an experience cooking. I guess she wants to know what my favorite meal is. Yeah, we'll get to that in a minute. Before a dream. Oh, no, you got to love this. Before a dream, I like to look films or serials. Now that's serials with an S. So I guess she's referring to shows. I like to look documentary films about animals. To me, like to look a film about polar bears. Recently, I looked a film, The Bear in the North. It was such touching film. I very much like to look the serial Friends and Walking Dead. I wait new a series of this serial. I very much like to go to a cinema for viewing of new films. What films do you like? And my response to this is, what does she mean? What films like me? I don't see the like of Patton or Bridge Too Far knocking on my door. Yeah, I just, good Lord. This was difficult. I will finish the letter and wait from you for new letters. Please, if you two have a question to ask about it, I will sincerely answer each question. Thanks. Take care. Modest kisses from Julia. So we're not going to go full blown out and French kiss. We're just going to have modest kisses. And then she's in this picture in a black evening dress, looking really sharp, and the title underneath is All Dressed Up for the Cinema Indeed. If you saw this photo, you would think she's going to the opera, the ballet, and then she's looking off into the evening sky with such wanting eyes. And yeah, she's got this beautiful blonde hair. And if this could have been posed any better, I don't know how it could. Okay. Oh, damn, I misspelled. No, that's right. Yeah, I did. I misspelled her name there. Okay. My response to her, May 24th. Hello, I have not received. Oh, no, she writes back to me, May 24th. So this 4 days later. Hello, I have not received your reply. I too worry a little because of it. You are still interested in dialogue with me. I will wait back. Now it's just embraces Julia. And we have another picture of her looking very concerned, and her hair is perfectly coiffed. Her makeup is perfect. You can tell this is about as staged as it gets. But she is looking so sincere. I mean, her big, what are they, blue eyes? Are just focusing and looking off with that, not allure, but that far off, distant look of, why won't my love contact me? Okay. So I decide to respond on May 25th. I am so sorry for not responding sooner. I've been knee deep with computer issues and studying the effects of international monetary issues concerning the high price of tea in China and the ramifications it will reap on the worldwide stock exchanges. I hope you are doing well and the current currency issues have no impact on the Turkish economy. I will send pictures at a later date. I have an appointment with my stylist midweek. Wishing you well. Okay, that's all I write. All right. Now, that right there should be a big indicator that you aren't talking to them. Let me repeat that. You aren't talking to them. You're talking to an agency that is responding for them. This is very important. An agency that's responding for them. So let's see, what else do we have here? I mean, the English they use is so bad, it's pitiful. And then she sent me another picture, another photo of Sis. Who could resist such a dynamic duo? Men, take note. This isn't a cheap makeup job they're wearing. Better have real deep pockets, 10 inches or both. And this is supposed to be her sister, but when you look at the photo, yeah, they're hot, but it's staged. I mean, you can tell by the lighting on them, their lights were just a little too bright because her, quote, sister is getting a little glare off of the eyebrow, but they are trying to look seductive. And what was really interesting about this, the farther I get into this discussion with her, one of my friends took her photo and shopped it and found out she was a site in Kiev in the Ukraine. Shocking, but true. Okay, let's see. I do respond to her on the 28th. I apologize for not responding sooner. I've been very busy writing and watching baseball. Do you think the Tigers can break out of their current slump, or is their season over? I wonder. Also, I've been very disturbed of late with the mass quantities of coffee U.S. residents consume. I fear if it doesn't slow down, the free world as we know it could be on the threshold of utter collapse. Have a great week, Jeff. So that's what I sent her on the 28th. Now, this should really give you a clue what's going on. On the 29th, she responds back. Thank you that you do not forget about me and writing me letters. I want to get to know you. Journey to the States, a very big step for me. I should feel safe if we want to meet you in reality. Who is we? Who is we? We who? She and her sister, she and her family. This is never addressed, but we want to meet you. What are my plans after coming to the States? My sister works for a large veterinarian clinic. What do I care about what her sister does? Do you care? I don't. They have branches in every state and in almost every town. My sister will take care of my work in one of these clinics, but that I could get a full post, I will need to take the exam for the protection of my degree from Turkey. I should study in medical university for permission reception. Take from 6 months to 1.8 years of my studies. You tell me what she said. I'm confused. I will be very glad to meet you in person. It is too early to talk about our love bonds. First, we have to see in reality. Letter helps us a lot. We learn about one another more. In fact, I agreed to be your girlfriend. You are a very interesting man. Our difference in age does not embarrass me. How do you feel about that? What are my plans after coming to you? I'm still waiting her to respond about the poor performance of the Tigers in 2014. Of course, not much has changed in 7 years. They still suck. That's my favorite team, and they just cannot seem to get it right. Nor has she addressed my concerns over the consumption of coffee in the United States. Why? Because this is a canned response. Oh, and love bonds. What love bonds? I missed that 2-week memo that I'm in a relationship. Even though she's agreed to be my girlfriend, I have made zero commitment to sign up with this foolishness. Okay. You will help me to adapt to your life. I have learned more about your traditions and celebrating the holidays. Now I just see it in the movies. I hope that they do not differ greatly from reality. Halloween, 4th of July, Thanksgiving Day. If I get you in trouble with your housing, I can take care of it and rent a small apartment in your city. My sister, too, can take care of it. I talked to my sister about it and she gave consent. For my trip to the States, I prepared seriously and planned ahead. I do not want to get into problems following my journey. I will finish my letter and I hope that you will give me more tips in my next letter. I hope that soon receive your new letter. I send you my new photo and I hope that they will like you. Once again, her photos are going to like me. And this is, she's got her bags packed. And this is not a cheap bag. In fact, one of my buddies saw this and was like, is that a Gucci bag? And the dress she's wearing, it appears to be a summer dress. And she's got smiles on. And she's just, man, she is ready to head to the States. Now, did hell freeze over and I missed that memo? So, I have not replied since the 29th, and she hits me up on the 31st. Hello, dear. I have not received yours reply. I miss on them. I very much like to communicate with you. I, too, worry for you a little. Please write to me. Reply message. Kiss, Julia. Now we have a photo of her biting into a strawberry. Why? Does that mean I'm going to get excited over this because she's eating a strawberry? No. So I decide on the 1st of June not to leave her in any more suspense. My dearest Julia, it has taken 3 days to properly address your past love letters. I tried to stay on course and keep the conversation light. I just can't do it. Your images have me lusting over your exquisite features. I spend the hours thinking of lathering your body with coconut oil as we lay side by side, basking in the rays of the Mediterranean sun. I envision running my smooth, manicured hands over your golden brown skin and gently undoing your spaghetti strap top. My eyes drift towards your beautifully tanned silicone breasts. Well, that was June 1st. June 7th, I haven't received a response. So I wrote back to her. My dearest Julia, many apologies for neglecting your latest warm greetings and heartfelt thoughts. Our letters are finding it very difficult for me to concentrate and pursue my writing career. Instead of diligently tending to the task at hand, I find myself enamored and overwhelmed with the beautiful pictures you have filled my mind with. Images of you frolicking in the Mediterranean's warm, sunny waters have me wanting you more and more each day. The pain is almost unbearable. I know I should eat in order to keep my strength up, but how can a man think of food when his heart is filled with such wonder and joy? I can no longer resist the temptation. I must tell you what's on my mind. And I go into long soliloquy just to see if I can't entice her. And yeah, I get pretty graphic in what I'm going to do to her. On the 7th, she responds, I'm very happy to hear from your news of my last letter. I agree with all that you told me in your letter. And that's it. Now, I went into great detail to explain to her exactly what we're going to do. And that's all she's got. Yesterday, I told you about my parents. It was very interesting to hear about you. I also told you about my sister. She is happy that I was able to find a friend in the States. My parents ask where you live, whom to work, how old are you, what you have relatives. I told them everything that you wrote to me. I will never deceive their parents and always treat them sincerely. I will never deceive their parents. Whose parents? They're your parents. Who are you deceiving? No one. This is horrible English. And my point here is they're not reading what you write to them, okay? Oh, I'm beginning to trust you. It is very difficult to trust the person who is not never seen. But we will try to do this so that when we meet, we will not be afraid of each other. Can you tell me? Oh, damn it. Hang on. Hello? This is him? Can you call me back in about 15 minutes? Yeah, do that. Thank you. All right, sorry about that. Let's see. Can you tell me the nearest international airport to you? I will see the cost of travel to the internet and in a travel agency. When I traveled to her sister, the last time you used a travel agent for travel. Through the internet, you can find cheaper tickets, but the most difficult to document for my visa. Turkish citizen will be difficult to get a visa to the States. My sister send me a document from the hospital for which she works. The document invites me to work in the state. With this document, I have a better chance to get a visa quickly. I'm going to do the visa, passport, insurance, and medical records through a travel agency. It will be easier. I get rid of the hassle of paperwork. I have no idea what she just said. Come on, gals, help me out here. It appears I've been out of the game too much. Am I to assume the travel agency is going to give her a physical? Thought that was my job. I want to hear, and then she replied, I want to hear your ideas on this. I close my letter and wait for you quick response. I will try to answer you back quickly. I will also go to Yahoo Messenger and hope to talk to you there online. So we're back to Yahoo Messenger, which I've never signed up for. I've never gotten on. And we're doing this through emails. Oh, and then she sends this very alluring picture, and you really needed to blow it up because I'm not sure exactly what this pose is, but she's now wearing glasses. This is the first picture where she's wearing glasses. She's also not wearing a top. And you had to look in the back. See if I blow this up. Yeah, this got all the guys excited because there's a mirror behind her and you can see she's bare-breasted. So, yeah, all the guys got real excited over this. Now, this is someone you want to bring home to mom, right? I don't think so. And this goes on and on. Let's see. The last correspondence comes up, enticing line. I would suggest Victoria's Secret, Fredericks of Hollywood's, or Adam and Eve. I need to see your bubbling breast straining to burst forth. Plus, it also gives me a good idea how to charge for the upcoming video we shall share with the world. That's all for now. I need to write, Nadia. She's so anxious to hear from me. Your American stud muffin, Jeff. That is the last response that I sent her, and she never wrote back because it came down to she got her shot, she got her papers, she was at an airport wanting to know where to fly in. And I think I told her Charlie's Airfield in Orange County, California. But this is all a whopping 99 cents, and you can get it on Amazon. I've got this one, and I gave the title earlier of Catfish, Jeff and Julia Saga. And then there was a follow-up, and this gal was absolutely nuts. Jeff and Nadiza's Steamy Romance, From Russia with Love. This gal was all over the place. I mean, you've got to go and read it. But I put these books together for one simple reason. It's really just an epistolatory because it's letters. They write me, I write them, and we go back and forth. But the English is so bad. You can tell it's stilted. It is deliberately written in this format to make it sound like they are from this country. Are they? That's your guess. I mean, as I said earlier at the beginning of this, I do know a few that have done this, and half of them have worked out and half of them haven't. And the half that haven't really haven't been very happy over this, because these gals get over here, they learn our laws, they are briefed on our laws before they get here. So they know what they're getting into, and they know that they're going to be a big payoff. And they also know they have a whole lot of other friends that came over from those countries, and they get together and meet and talk about how this is going to work out. Now, for those that it has worked, I tip my hat. But for the guys that have spent all this money, you know, it's like that show, 90 Day Fiance? That's all they've got. They got 90 days to consummate the deal. That's it. And if it doesn't happen, they're gone. And they can't come back, if I'm not mistaken, for like 5 years. So, yeah, they're going to do everything in their power to stay in the States, get a husband, so they don't have to go back. What's it going to cost you to get them over here and then start going through the paperwork? I have a friend that is going through this right now. This is not a cheap venture today in getting papers and getting visas and becoming a citizen. I mean, especially with the current flood at the border, the immigration attorneys and the courts are backlogged. It's horrible. Absolutely horrible. And I did these books. Yes, there's a lot of humor in them. There's a lot of anecdotes because I'm trying to draw them out and be honest, but they can't be honest because they aren't writing the letters. In fact, Nadia, she actually sent her address. And one of my buddies Googled it. Her address in the middle of the parking lot. I forgot what town it was in Russia, but it's like, so no wonder you don't have access to the internet because you're living in a parking lot or that's where you work. I mean, the pictures that they send, excuse me, are, of course, they're smoking hot. I mean, they got to be. They got to entice you. I mean, little Nadia, if she was 20, I'd have been surprised. It's like, you know, I have granddaughters that look at this age, or my kids, because I'm looking at some of Nadia's pictures right now, and it's like, is she still a teenager? It's just, and you got to be careful about this because you don't know what you're getting into. And when you really look at these pictures, if you've got Snapchat or Instagram or any of those, Facebook, you can tell when the gals took an impromptu picture. These are not impromptu. And this isn't some friend taking a random shot just for the hell of it. These are professional photographers selling a product. Did you think about that? I mean, really. And the English, as I've said repeatedly, is so bad it makes your head hurt. When I was posting, oh, and here's one of Nadia. She just looks so happy sitting on a couch with her head tilted and a big smile like, take me away, bring me to the United States. No, because hell hasn't frozen over yet. I'm sorry, my dear. But these campaigns run 3 months. This was the common denominator between these two girls. It's 3 months. And if they haven't hooked you after 3 months, they're done. They realize that it's not going to work. You've caught on to it. And they got to move on to somebody else. And then we'll circle through this whole list of queued messages again and again and again. It's nuts. And for, when you look at the cost of what it's going to take to get them over here, to get them to be a citizen of the United States, for 99 cents, you can see a good idea of what you're getting versus 5,000. Look at what a plane ticket one-way costs. Now, in today's era, I don't even know if we're having international flights. I haven't checked that lately. But I put these out there. So if you're a male and you're desperate and for whatever reason you can't get a woman from the United States to get interested in you and you want to go overseas, look at what you're dealing with. Read these 2 books and then take the correspondence that you're having with this gal and see how they compare. I mean, that's what I was interested in. And I saw a lot of comparisons, even though it's 2 different girls. I send a response, a very detailed response, and all I get back is nothing. I get nothing of substance, no real meaning, no hard facts. And one thing they did have in common is you get into it that all the men they know are drunks and beat their women. This was very common with Julia and Nadizhda. That was their family. In fact, Nadia's family, actually, she said, I think it was her father or grandfather fought in the Great Patriotic War. And I really wanted to expand on that. And she had nothing, absolutely nothing to add to that. Your grandfather fought against Nazi Germany. And I want to know more about that since I'm a writer. And she doesn't address it at all. Why? Wouldn't that be something you'd be interested in knowing? Because I remember back in the day, my daughter was dating this guy in high school. His parents were from Kiev. And I'm like, okay, let me think about their age. Well, they were born and raised in Kiev. That means their parents were from Kiev. And that means that his grandfather was in the Great Patriotic War, and he was. So he went home and talked to his parents about it, and then came back and gave me some more information. They didn't have a lot on it, but they had enough. So I got a little better insight into his grandfather's perspective of fighting the Nazis. Nadia says the same thing and comes back with nothing. Absolutely nothing. You would think if there was a connection, she would elaborate on it. No, not having it. And for 99 cents, you can see her response. I mean, these aren't just mind-boggling reads. Let's see. Nadia's book is 56 pages long, and Julia is 29. So these aren't great works of literature by any stretch of the imagination. But what they are is to give you a heads up that if you really want this bride from another country, read their responses carefully with an open mind. Don't get all excited when you see these pictures. And that's why on the cover of Jeff and Julia, I've got this guy that I found, some fat guy smoking a cigarette, drinking beer, sitting at a kitchen table in a just an undershirt. And then Julia's to the right. Well, who am I talking to? Am I talking to the guy on the left, or am I talking to this babe on the right? And that's for you to figure out. Because if you do this and you get her signed up, good luck. If it works out, that's a high five. If it doesn't, you're out a lot of money. Because at 90 days, she got to go. So if you want a little laugh, if you want some dating advice for a mail order bride, what do you got to lose? A whole 99 cents? I think it's well worth your time and money to pick up both of those little books, read through it, and then match up what they're telling you versus what they told me. And something tells me there isn't going to be a real big difference. And that's all I got today. We'll talk to you later.